DreAllDay.com.
Right here, and this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this conversation that we about to have, this is going to be a very direct conversation. I want all of you who are watching this, all of you, what's up, Mark, Brian 2990, all of you who are watching me for the first time, or maybe you watched me a few times. Timothy, if you got questions from the previous one, send me an email, Dre@DreAllDay.com. I'll answer you directly and personally. Now, those of you who watch me a few times, maybe you watched me once or twice, maybe you haven't seen the full range of my personality. What's up, Jared from Washington State? I like to address things directly, and I like to give people straight answers. That's what a lot of people ask me. Can you give me a straight answer? What's up, Harry? D from Memphis, Tennessee. What's going on? And I'm gonna tell people exactly what it is. I like to be very direct, and I don't like to beat around the bush with people. I want people to know exactly what the situation is for themselves and how I see their situations. A lot of people come to me asking me for advice. So we're going to talk about this right now. Thondo, what's going on? Can I please get some hearts from the live studio audience? Shout out to everybody watching this on replay and everybody watching this on YouTube. This video will go on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/DreUPT. If you don't remember that, just look up my name. My name's Dre Baldwin. You can't miss me on YouTube. I got 4,000 videos on YouTube. So anyway, the question is, often I get questions from athletes. I'll just use athletes as an example. Athletes come to me and they say, Dre, you know, I'm 5 feet 9 inches tall. I'm from this place. I got this background. This has happened to me. That's happened to me. What are my chances of making a team in college? What are my chances of getting a D1 scholarship? What are my chances of making the varsity team in high school? What are my chances of going to the D League? What are my chances of going to the NBA? And they're asking me to tell them what their chances of success are based on this piece of information that they've given me. The fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna put this out in a very general term. I'm careful about the way that I use absolutes. What's going on, Elvis? I'm careful about the way I use absolutes. Like when I say all or nobody or everybody, I try to make sure I'm precise in the type of the verbiage that I use. Well, thank you, Halsey. So listen, this is the thing. If you need to ask somebody else, and this is anything in life, this is not a basketball thing. If you need to ask somebody else what your chances of success are in something, and you're going to base your belief based on what that other person said, thank you, Callie Manny. If you need to base your belief on what that other person said, then the fact of the matter is the answer is probably no. If you're questioning yourself, if you are starting something, let's say you start some business, you start some job, you start doing some project on the side, you start some hobby, maybe you want to go to the bar and you see an interesting girl on the other side of the bar, anything that you're about to do, if you start, as soon as you start questioning yourself, you start questioning your ability, you start questioning your chances of success, you start questioning your own ambition, you start questioning your confidence and your belief, here's what the answer is. The answer is no. The answer is always going to be no, as long as you are questioning yourself. Every single time you question yourself, the answer is immediately no. The only time that answer is going to turn from a no to a yes is for you to stop questioning yourself and you start telling yourself what the answer is instead of asking yourself what the answer is. Everybody understand what I just said there? You have to tell yourself the answer instead of asking yourself what the answer is. When you're asking yourself, hey, am I capable of making, you walk into the gym at basketball tryouts, there's 40 people in the gym, and you know there's only 10 spots on the roster, and you say, you know, am I capable of making this basketball team? If you're asking yourself that question, the answer is probably no. Now, am I saying that will always, that it means that you'll definitely fail? Not necessarily. But from what I've seen, and I'm just going off my experience over the last 10 years, for those of you who don't know me, I've published, over 4,000 videos on YouTube, 3,000 blog posts. I get emails and Facebook messages and tweets from people every single day asking me these type of questions like, hey, what are my chances of this? I'm not sure I can succeed in this. I'm not sure how much I believe in myself to do this. And I tell them straight up, listen, I don't tell them that they can't do it, but what I tell them is, listen, if you're expecting me to provide the belief for you, then you're in trouble. Whatever it is that you're doing is not going to work the way that you want it to work. The only way that you're going to be able to reach the success that you want is when you stop asking the opinion of your conscious mind, which might be driven by fear or doubt, and you start telling your conscious mind what to think. Have any of you ever heard the phrase, tell your feelings how to feel? Any of you ever heard that before? If you ever heard the phrase, tell your feelings how to feel, that's is a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. Most cliches became cliches because they're absolutely true. Do you understand that? So, ladies and gentlemen, you have to stop questioning whether you're capable of doing something, and start telling yourself that you're capable of doing something. When I was in high school, I'll give you an example. What's going on, Emmy? What's up to the Ukraine? When I was in high school, I tried out for the basketball team as a freshman, sophomore, junior. I didn't make it any of those 3 times. DT Carmelo called me Eric Thomas Jr. I'll take that as a compliment, but no, you can just call me Dre Baldwin. But I get the point. I get the intention behind it. But when I was trying out for the basketball team in high school, I failed to make it as a freshman. I failed to make it as a sophomore. I failed to make it as a junior. You know why I failed to make it? One reason is because I didn't have a high enough skill level. Another reason, I didn't have enough basketball in-game experience of playing in that type of situation. But the other reason was, and this is the most important reason I've come to find out, I didn't know it then, but I know it now, is that I was questioning myself. I was asking myself a question. I would go to tryouts and I would say, can I make this basketball team? Am I good enough to be on this team? My email address is right in my bio, D. Wiggins. Jordan failed to make his high school team. Absolutely, he did. And the reason why I didn't make that team is because I was questioning myself. I was asking myself, can I make this team? Can I beat out this guy, Will? Can I beat out Mike? Can I beat out Chris to make the basketball team? Now, it wasn't even that I thought too much. It wasn't that. The reason why, I'm telling you the reason why. It's because I was questioning myself. Now I want to tell you what the opposite of that is, what happened my senior year when I finally made the basketball team. The reason I made the basketball team my senior year, and I write all about all of this in my book, Buy a Game, which is free on my website, DreAllDay.com. It comes up on the screen. We send it to you free. Is that my senior year, I wasn't questioning myself anymore. My senior year, in between the junior and senior year tryouts, I played on the rec league team. I had some success. My confidence was 30 times higher than it had been the year before. My skill level was 20 times higher. My senior year, I wasn't asking, can I make this basketball team? My senior year, I was telling myself, I'm going to make this basketball team. Now, some of you may be thinking that sounds super trite. It sounds so simple. It sounds so obvious. If it's that way, if it's that easy, everybody will be doing it. And you know what? You're absolutely right. It is that easy. But the fact of the matter is, most people don't do it. Fact of the matter is, most people, despite me sitting here and telling you this, despite any other person you've ever heard, if you went and saw a motivational speaker or you read some book or there's somebody else on YouTube or Periscope who goes on and preaches about this stuff, listen, you've heard it before. None of this is new information. I don't think everything I'm saying is completely new to you. Maybe it's a different way that I'm kind of phrasing it, but I don't think all of this is completely brand new information to anybody. So all of you have heard it before, and yes, I'm here to tell you, I'm proof positive that it is that simple. When you stop asking yourself questions and start giving yourself instructions, everything changes. There's a guy that I heard speak probably about 3 months ago. He said, listen, when I'm doing business, I don't walk up to one of my sales prospects or my potential customers and ask them what their opinion is on what I'm offering them. I never ask them what their opinion is on what I'm offering, because listen, I already know how valuable what I have is. I already know how valuable my offer is to this potential customer. So I don't ask them what their opinion is, because I don't care about their opinion. He said, you know what I do, Dre? He said, I give them my opinion so they can take it with them. They take the opinion that I got and they're going to take it home with them. They're going to take my product with them too. But their opinion is not important to me because I already know what the product is. So what they think about it is not my business. What they need to know is what I think about it, because that's how they're going to end up buying my product. And what does that have to do with all of you? So you just substitute customer or prospect and substitute it for yourself. Because so many people, and again, this is going off the correspondence I get every single day. Emails that I get, tweets that I get, people who meet me in person, they ask me these questions, what are my chances of making the basketball team? What are my chances of being successful in this business? What are my chances of getting this girl in school that I see every day but I never talk to? What are my chances of making the varsity team because the coach did this and this guy said that and I heard this? And people ask me these questions every single day. And the answer to it is always the exact same thing. I can't tell you what your chances are in life. I can't tell you what your possibility for success is. The only person who can tell you what your possibility for success is you. And the only way you're going to be able to tell yourself, but listen, pay attention to the words that I use here. Because the words that you use, ladies and gentlemen, are super, super, super important in life. So sometimes people say stuff to me, and the point is exactly, and I sometimes correct the way that they say it. And even though we're making the exact same point, they kind of roll their eyes at me like, Dre, I just said the same thing. I said, I know you said the same thing, but it's the way you say it that matters. Because your mind takes everything you say very literally. Everything that you say is literal. So you have to be very careful about the way that you talk to yourself and also the way that you talk to other people. And so what I said there is, I can't tell you this is what I say to people. Somebody emails me, says, what's my chances of making college basketball because I'm 5'7"? I say, listen, I can't tell you what your chances of making college basketball is. The way that you determine your chances of making college basketball is for you to tell yourself. Because if you're waiting for somebody else to tell you, listen, this is what I say to them. I say, listen, what if I told you you have no chance? You have no chance of making it in college. You'll never be a pro. You'll never be good at basketball. Are you going to quit because I told you that you won't make it? And the answer usually is no, I wouldn't quit. I would just work harder. I said, okay then. So why are you even asking me in the first place? Don't ask anybody else. Don't not give anybody else the power to tell you what you're capable of in life. All right, everybody catch that. Do never, ever, ever give another person the power to tell you what your potential is. The only person who knows what your potential is you. DMX actually had a song called Do You, like 10 years ago, and he talked about that. If you can find that song, find it and listen to it. He says that in the song. Listen, I can't tell you what you're capable of. Yeah, I'm successful. He said rappers will come up to him and say, yeah, I know I'm successful. But just because I am doesn't necessarily mean you will be. And it also doesn't mean that you can't surpass me and be better than me. But the only person who knows whether that's possible or not, the only person who knows whether you're capable of that or not is you. Not me, you. You have to tell yourself what you're capable of. You tell your feelings how to feel. You tell yourself what you believe. You tell yourself that you're confident. Stop asking questions and start making statements. So don't end your statements with question marks. End them with exclamation points. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dre Baldwin. Many know me as DreAllDay. Again, on my website, DreAllDay.com, you can find my contact information if you want to reach out to me directly. All of these videos that I do here on Periscope, most of them end up on my YouTube channel, which is you just go to the website, Work On Your Game. That's workonyourga.me, and you'll get straight to my YouTube channel. I've written 5 books. One is called The Mental Handbook. I got The Mirror Motivation, Overseas Basketball Blueprint, The Super You. These are all about the mental side of the game of life. Not just sports, but the mental side of the game of life. If you want to get a sample of my writing skill, go to DreAllDay.com. We'll send you my first book. It's called Buy a Game. You can get it completely for free. Right now, we'll send you the PDF download immediately. You can read it right now on your phone. All the rest of my books you can find on Amazon.com. Just go to DreAllDay.com/Amazon. Y'all have a great afternoon. I might do another scope later on today. You got any questions that I haven't addressed you want to ask me personally, send me an email, Dre@DreAllDay.com. I will respond to your email. Maybe not in one day, but I will get to it. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. In this video, I'm sure you were entertained. Make sure to stay connected with me on all your favorite social networks. Twitter and Periscope at DreAllDay, Instagram Dre Baldwin, Facebook /Work On Your Game. You can bookmark my YouTube channel by subscribing, of course, and the website is workonyourgame, that's .me, workonyourga.me. And of course, my homepage is my website, DreAllDay.com, so you can know exactly what I'm doing, exactly when I'm doing it, and how you might be able to be involved. Work on your